Uh, Hello everyone, welcome to the Global Education Week for GE. And today I'm your first. Today we will talk about considerations for GE. So my name is Phileas, the Regional Manager of GE for AP. Nice to meet you all. So here today we will mainly focusing on three objectives, which will be first of all supporting EPs on application process and also CVs as well. Secondly, we'll be communicating between our partners during the processing period. And last but not least, what will be the role of MCPP and LCPP to decrease the processing time? So are you guys ready for the peak? Haha. So here is our current state. So I will have some general updates for about current performance of Asia Pacific. So you'll be able to see here, like this is our funnel like of 18-19, and this is the funnel for 19-20. So in this year, we are growing comparatively compared to last year, especially on approval and realization as well. So secondly is for our current goal achievement, we are currently achieving 53% of the approval for October. So meanwhile, at the same time, for IGE, currently our apply to approve is slightly dropping. Yeah, you can see it here. And then also for our realization, we are currently growing. But here will be one of the concern that we are having right now is whether current our funnel for apply to approve is good enough for us to grow for our winter peak for GEs. So here is some comparison with other region as well. So you'll be able to see in OGE, currently we are growing in the whole funnels, like from apply to approve, while like for our conversion rate right now, we are also improving a lot as well. So here will be one of the things that I will note it here will be among these 159 growth on approval, 160 of them is coming from ISAC in India. So good job, ISAC in India. So proud of you guys. Thank you so much for your hard work for OGE as well. So secondly, when you look into IGE, this is our current performance right now. You'll be able to see currently our applications for IGE is dropping. Like application will drop massively compared to other regions, and our accept is almost covered while our current approval number is still dropping a lot. So one of the concern is where is our accept to approve, because the number of accept comparatively to last year, we are almost the same, while the people that are approving, like we are dropping massively, and we are the only region that who are dropping on approval. So this will be the concern that we want to address as well. So let's talk about the whole growth trend of GEs in AP. So look into here, if we look, take out ASAC in India OGE, you'll be able to see currently our projections of like or our trend of OGE. Our conversion rate, you will be able to see we are higher because the number of apply is dropping while like the acceptance numbers is like growing or like almost the same, while like at the same time you'll be able to see no matter from see from the curve, like the slope of the trend, you'll be able to see compared to August and September, October, we are slowing down right now for the whole performance. So this will be one of the concern as well. And I hope this webinar can help you about more in how we improving our consideration phrase and improving our apply to approve. So come to the part about consideration. So in here for consideration, what will be the role of ISAC? Actually, I will put it majorly into two parts. So here, imagine these people are our customer, and then you will see like there's two hands, right? So which is us, which we are supporting our customer, and in what are things that we're supporting for our customer will be majorly two things I will categorize in. The first one is supporting our customer to be well prepared for the whole application and selection process until they approve and confirm that with the opportunity. The second one is recommending the suitable opportunities for our customer. So we are not here for just have all the opportunity to let them to like explore, because in the whole world we have a lot of opportunity, right? While in here what we're trying to do is actually we should recommend the suitable opportunities to our customer based on their profile. So I will explain more about it in the later part of the webinar. So to recap again, in case like we are not very clear, so here are the main KPIs of consideration, and I'm sure all of you know about it already. So in here we have number of apply, accept, and approve. But while besides this number on factual, what are the things that we need to take into deeper consideration? Behind it is we have percentage of apply to accept and percentage of accept to approve. So for this whole funnel, we are the people that who are filtering the pool will be smaller and smaller. So how we can ensure we have a funnel big enough to support our realization goals, that will be one of the things. And then the second part will be about processing time. So how fast we can process our EP along the funnel, and time is one of the very key elements when it comes to any type of operations. So next, here will be some of the consideration process. So you may think about like in here, imagine we are OGE, okay? So what we will do is we will promote the product or the opportunities to our EP. So this is our EP. And after they receive the, after they get the opportunity and they want to try it, so they will apply the opportunity with their CVs. And it will be received by our IGE side. And then afterward is they may have pre-selection process, or if they don't have it, then it will be a direct selection process with the IR partner. And afterward, the EP may have video interview or any kind of selection process, and then they will receive the result about accept or rejected. Yes, with like the OG and also the EP, and then they have two options. So if they are accepted, then they can go to approve. If they are rejected, then they need to apply again. So in here, one of the questions I would like to ask you guys is how can we improve the process that we can influence? And look into here, guess which process we can influence it. Anyone have idea about it? Okay, so for here you can look into actually all of the green part are the part that we can influence, except the results about accept to or rejected from the IR partner. So what's next? In here, what we can see is like so here we have the process, and then wait, okay, so in here we can see the process. So what actually the process can influence. So this part I will put into two parts. So about the process and also the big questions that you may have. So first of all, from OGE, the process that you can influence will be, for example, promoting our partners opportunity. So the big question is how I can ensure my applicants are applying the right opportunity. So that's why they will be converted. Secondly, is about the EP are applying the opportunity with the CVs. So from outside is how can we influence the quality of the CVs to improve the conversion rate? Because CV is the first layer that to decide whether they have the chance to interview. And then the next part will be apply again. So if my EP are rejected or will be rejected, so how can I ensure the applicants can apply again to increase the conversion from apply to accept? Next one is approved. So besides after getting the acceptance from the partners and IGE side, so what can we do to ensure our applicants accepted will be converted to approved? And for IGE, you may also have some question about, for example, in the selection process, so what can I do to ensure the selection process is effective and able to present the best part of the applicant? So here are some general questions that you may face during the operation, and here we are coming to answer your questions one by one. So are you excited for it? I hope so. So here is besides our SOP that we have, but how we can master our SOP. So the first question is like, how can we ensure my applicants are applying the right opportunity, and also about like right opportunity, how we can figure out which opportunity is the right opportunity. And the answer for it will be IR partnership. Why IR partnership is very important. First of all is you may receive some message look like this before. For example, like, hello IR partner, I have this opportunity, like with this realization date, it requires EPs with this background, so like blah blah blah, for example, marketing. So do you have any EP for that? So if you need any help, I can do like help you to figure out the sales speech and also promotion material. So from us here, we want to say this is not IR partnership. Okay, to clarify again, this is not IR partnership. To have an IR partnership, it should have include, first of all, setting the goals between all the funnels before your attraction. So it should be planned, but not, okay, I have an opportunity and can you send me someone? So this is not an IR partnership. But before your whole operation process happening, you should have discussed with your IR partner already. So that's why you can align it through the whole process, including apply, accept, approve, conversion, up to finish to complete or processing time as well. Secondly is, for within the partnership, before you start promoting, actually this standard should have communicated before attraction, because it will be the benefit of the opportunity, and also this will be how you setting the expectation to the customer during the first touch point. So it will be very, very important. And last but not least is, what are the strategies in order to achieve the goals together? So have a general view about our partnership, but what exactly I need to do in order to let my applicant to apply the right opportunity. And I will tell you one thing here is, to apply the right opportunity, this is something that we need OG and IGE to do it together, and we cannot do it without any one of them. So first of all, for both sides, we need to understand the target market of OGE. For example, which sub-product, which background, which skills level, and also experience, or even like what are the age that they are having right now. So in here, you may have some question about, okay, so how I categorize my like sub-product is maybe a bit obvious, whether they want to go to marketing or want to go to IT, and background is something that from the academic side. But for skills level and experience, so from us, like how we can categorize it, I will give you some tips about it on like how to categorize it. For here will be 5 types of experience that you can find from undergraduates. First of all, the best scenario that you have is they have internship experience, so they work as a full-time in a company or any organization before, as a short period of time, around 6 to 8 weeks. Second type of experience you can find is they maybe have some part-time job or freelance jobs outside of the study time. So this will be also some practical experience that they have as well. And then the next part will be, they maybe have some participation in some clubs or student organization, for example, like ISAC. And then what we can, like, they will have some practical experience as well, but it's not as strong as the one that they are having in a corporate level. The last but not least is they may also have some academic subjects, or they have some extracurricular activities. For example, they may learn programming outside of the school, they join some class before. So this may be something that they can leverage on. And I would say this one is, we prioritize it based on the best scenario. For example, they have really practical experience before in a corporate, or up to the time that they may have some relevant experience, but it's not very strong in a corporate level. So in this part, after you have understand usually from OGE what are the background and the experience that the EP has, then next part is, for us, we need to categorize the opportunity based on the sub-product and also the level of skills and experience required. For example, some of the partners, they may expect for higher requirement for the interns. Then you may need to figure out whether you have more people who have like, for example, study like in 3rd year and they have some internship experience before already. Or if some of them do not have very specific requirement, then you can like not very high requirement, then you can look into maybe they have some related experience before, then it will be all right. For example, in the school, maybe they learn digital marketing before, then it may be also like suitable for the partner. So it's very based on which opportunity and what are the partner expectations. So this should be OG and IGE side. They need to communicate together and understand which opportunity is suitable for which market. Afterwards is you need to shortlist the opportunity that's suitable for that market. So currently you may send a bunch of search to your IR partner, your friends, and then they tell, okay, so promote this for me. But if we want to improve the conversion rate, if we want our applicant really applying for the right opportunity that's suitable for them, we should customize and shortlist the opportunity that they are able to convert. Okay, so I hope you get it. So the next part will be some more tips about how to getting the right applications to the right opportunity. So in here to improve the conversion, what you can try to do is you can for IG you can conduct a sales webinar with the LCPP, with the TS, and even with the members of the whole team. So because you can teach them on how to sell your opportunity and your entity. So the OGE part will refine the sales pitch based on their entity reality. But first of all, as IGE, you need to ensure you can educate the whole OGE team to able to sell your opportunity. So here are some of the extra categories you can look into when you introducing about your entity or your general about your opportunity. For example, what will be the economic trend happening in your entities, like in your country itself? What will be the working environments in the startup? So every startup ecosystem have very different working environments, and it create very different experience to the EP as well. And also about like connect with the expertise that in that industry. For example, if you're going to start up in Indonesia, the strength will be about e-commerce, digital marketing. So if you work in a startup in Indonesia, then you will connect with more digital marketing talent, like digital marketing experts. While if you go to India, the strength is IT, then you may connect with more different IT expertise, even you are not working for the sub product. Also for the startup ecosystem as well, so how would be the competitiveness within the startup in that countries or in that ecosystem. And last but not least will be about what are the culture they are embracing, like in your entity, and also what will be the specific learning point of the specific JD they are having. For example, if you're going to Indonesia, they have 1.2 billion of digital active users like on social media. So if you're going to go there for marketing, then you will have a chance to work with one of the largest digital ecosystem and strengthen your marketing in Southeast Asia. So while the second part is promotion strategies, so you also need to check with your OGE partner about like what is the promotion strategies. For example, here are some case that you can look into. For example, people may be promoting based on sub-product base if you are headhunting people from specific faculty, or you can based on entity to entity, or based on opportunity itself. How is the promotion strategy look like, and what are things that we can support each other to grow together. Last but not least, remember to track the applicant and track the applications. Cool. I hope I have answered you the first questions that you guys may want to know more. So the second one will be, okay, how we can influence the quality of the CV to improve our conversion rate. So CV is a very important part to present our talents with our partners. So if we want to improve the conversion rate, it's also very important to improve the first impressions of our applicants. So what we can do from OGE and IGE side is, first of all, I think generally within the whole network, what we are doing right now is we are sending sample CVs based on the past realization. So what does it mean? It means like if I approve that with these entity or for marketing, or this entity for IT, or this opportunity before. So these are the CV that usually our startup will accept and approve. So this can be a reference for the EP to also draft the draft the CV as well, according to the startup reality in that entity. So this here, one of the reminder is remember to remove all the personal information to prevent any leakage of personal information. Okay, to the public. Okay, so remember about it. So this will be the general tactics I see happening in Asia Pacific, and I want to share with you guys. So what's more that we can do is, my suggestions will be, remember to communicate about the expectations of the partners to the applicants. So when people applying for that opportunities, we should have communicate with them, like what are the backgrounds that is required, what are the skills that they require, and usually you can find it on the opportunity itself. And what's more is, sometimes when it comes to working style and also personal qualities, specific partners also have different cultural fits in the organization. So they're also looking for some specific personal qualities from the EP itself. So as IG, you can also communicate with your OG, and which help the EP to improve how they're presenting themselves. The next one is, remember to prepare the CVs according to the partner expectation and also according to the partner's company profile. So we are not on to improve the conversion rate. It's very important that we need to know what exactly the this organization wants, so we can draft the CV accordingly for it. So last but not least, my personal suggestion will be, like, you can provide some more external support materials for your EPs on how to improving their CV as well. So here, I would say Google is your friend. So here are some search keys that you can look into and find about what are the recommendations that people have for CV writing. So for example, you can search videos about how to write a good CV, or you can search about what is the keyword in a marketing CV. So that's why you can educate the EP on how to writing a good CV. One of the last reminder, especially if you are doing for IT as a product, in case you are not very clear about what IT or computer science doing, is in IT sub-product, they have specific programming language and framework are required. So remember, when the EP applying, confirm with your IR partner. So that's why the conversion rate will be high. So next questions, what can I do to ensure the selection process is effective and able to present the best part of the applicant? So this question may be usually coming from IGE part. What we can do together is, first of all, for IGE, same as how you're communicating and suggesting for the applicants on their CVs, communicate the expectations again of the partners to the applicant. So what's the background, what skills, what's personal qualities, what's the working culture in the startup itself. So that's why they can prepare themselves for the interview. And secondly, for OG side, what you can do is you can also provide some interview training. For example, how to present your experience in your CVs when it comes to interview. So these may be some of the things that EP also need to take practice when they're applying for different opportunities. So OG can also provide support for that if you if you're having resources to support EP for it. The next thing about IG is, my suggestion is review the selection process again and collect the feedbacks with your partners. Remember, be objective oriented. Think about each of the selection process, or even the question you ask if you have pre-selection, whether the objective is really benefiting the partner itself. And if some of the questions or some of the selection process is not necessary, trying to eliminate it or revise it according to your partner's feedback. Yes. So, and then what IG can also do is remember the expectation setting with your partners about the processing time from apply to accept. You can even more highlight on your IR partners' university timeline and also operation timeline. The reason is because we are all, most of us are students, right? So when you're a student, you will also know that I have exam, I have holiday time. So most probably the responsiveness of our customer from youth will be lowering as well. So it's very important to explain to our partners about the operation timeline, about the realization timeline, and about what is the best time to approving or all the undergraduates we are having in the market. Cool. So I hope everyone understand about it. So the next question will be, if my applicant are rejected or will be rejected, so how can I ensure applicants will apply again to increase my percentage of apply to accept rather than percentage of apply to reject? Okay, so here are some things that we can do it together for both OG and IGE. First of all is for IGE, reject the applicant right away if you know that the profile is not suitable. So one of the feedback from I heard from my entities will be, if the EP waits too long and being rejected afterwards, so they usually have a higher tendency of losing the interest and they will not apply it. So as IGE, let's be nice to our OG as well, be nice to our partner as well. If you know that some of the applicants are not suitable for it, then please reject it as soon as possible. So that's why OG can reconvert them to other opportunity again. Okay, so secondly, for IGE, inform the EP managers and provide feedback for the rejection. So remember to tell them why this applicant is being rejected, because that will help OGE a lot. So I will explain that part later. And also, if you find that that profile can approve with other opportunities that you're having right now, remember to refer the opportunity again. And for OGE, what you can do is like review the feedback and debrief the applications again, so to let the EP understand why they are not suitable for this opportunity and what will be the other opportunity that's suitable for them. So especially if it's about communication on CVs or interview, then that may be something that they can improve throughout the rejection process. Yes. Cool. I hope everyone gets it. And then the next question, very last few questions. So what can I do to ensure applicants accepted will be approved? Okay, remember currently, especially in our current context, our accept to approve is dropping. So we have applicants, but we have acceptance, but we are not approving. So what we can do is, first of all, from IGE side, remember to inform the applicants and the EP manager about the cost of the opportunity before approval. So, or even before acceptance, because a lot of EPs may not have a full understanding on the cost they need to spend for this experience, and while before they make the payment, they recalculate all the costs that they need to include in the process, in the experience, and they may back out because of that. So remember to inform the cost of the opportunity as well. Secondly is, when you accept someone, remember to inform the EP manager so they will follow up with them right away. And then as IGE, we can also provide all the information required, especially for visa process and the processing time of the visa as well. Okay, the reason is because a lot of people, if they don't have any experience on going abroad, they may not understand like how long does it usually take for visa. So it may leading to your later part of the conversion as well. So remember to have a full and concrete information about how to get in visas into your entity, and then how much time they require for it. So they will budget the time well, and then they will approve earlier. So that's why they can start processing with the visa. For OGE side, remember throughout your whole communication with your EPs, remember to tell expectation setting with them about the process and time frame accept to approve, because this will be something from both sides. It's not only about leads that they want, EPs they want opportunity, but also for the partner side, they're also looking for an EP that approve that and they can process with it. So it will be aligning the both expectation from both sides, and it's very important. We also need to tell the EP clearly on what is the expectation from IG and also the partner side. Last but not least, remember to have in-time follow-up with the EPs once they are accepted. So I would suggest maximum 1 day. So currently we are only having 5 weeks left for our approval for winter peak. So if we still want to achieve our goals together, it's very important we need to speed up the process and speed up the whole funnel. So let's do it together, okay? So last but not least, if like usually when the EP making decision for really having a payment, they will have suddenly a lot of concern. For example, the parents' concern, for example, safety concern, for example, cost or living environment, so on and so forth. Here, make sure you answer the EP concerns within 6 hours. So that's why they will feel your responsiveness, and they feel that you are responsible from eyesight that are accountable for the experience. Cool. I hope everyone get it. So here are some more extra tips throughout the whole process. So first of all is ensure that your lead nurturing is enough for the customer to understand what are the next steps, and also how we can, and also help them to make a faster decision. So in the process, for example, you have email telling people about the opportunities, telling about what is the expectation of the partners that we have mentioned before. So make sure you have a clear flow with your customer and let them to understand how they can nurture the customer to have a better understanding. Once they have enough understanding, then they will make a decision faster. A lot of people do not make decisions because they are not clear about it, and that's why they will procrastinate for the decision. So check with your IR partner again, both OG and IGE, what are the emails that you guys are sending to your customers. So that's why the customer will getting like sort of and enough information. Secondly, remember that lead nurturing should become a space where you educate your customer about the product and also the opportunity itself as well. So throughout the process, every single email that you send is also a communication, is also representing like eyesight of your entity, and it's also a chance to educate your customer, know more about your entity, know more about the opportunity, know more about why they need to go to GE. So throughout the whole process, make sure your lead nurturing can also include some of the values that they should know, like for example, why they need to go to GE, so on and so forth, or why they need to go to your entity's GE, and that's why they will feel, okay, that is something that works for me to try, and I will pay for it. Next part. Excuse me. So make sure that you support your customer in the process of visa and also any kind of traveling document as well. So visa is usually the headache part of customer, because not a lot of people work internship abroad before. So that's why it's very important that ASEC plays a very important role to help them on these services. So they pay for it, okay? And then last but not least, automation is a very value adding part of it as well. For example, your email, your contents, your channels, and it can also make a huge difference. So define your channel again, and also look into, like for example, we have GI, in the GIs we have email automation as well. So look into it, what are things we can improve together, especially if you're OGE. Cool. So the next part about engage your IR partners. So here are some tips that remember to have. First of all is remember to maintain your routine with your IR partners. Okay, so in the IR partner like routine, you should have a routine and frequent meetings about evaluation about the partnership, and so that's why you can improve along the way. What you can do is, for example, performance update. For example, your goal versus actual review of this partnership. What is the how's the conversion rate going on? Whether your strategy is is helping the conversion or not. So remember to align every single step of the SOP implementation as well. Make sure you know what is the OGE doing and what is the IGE doing, and throughout the whole question list that I have just now with you guys, you can able to see most of the things it requires IG, OGE to do it together. So your communication will be very, very important. If you're missing that part, like a lot of the process will not be implementing in a very good way. So please remember to look into it. And then like for create communication channels, minimum with LCVP, IG, and OGs, and also team leaders and members. So I will have a GCP sharing from Americas and share with you guys as well. And then remember to also update the applicants about the group with both sides. So that's why the applicant will know what's happening from both OG side and IGE side. Cool. So here is the GCP sharing that like from America's GE. So you'll be able to see it here, which is she's called Ju. She's the RMGE of America. So she was LCVP OGE back into the time like 2 years ago. So this is her group WhatsApp group with her IL partner. So first of all, you'll be able to see she put her team leaders for consideration and team leaders for valid delivery here. And at the same time, her IL partner, besides the LCVP, she also put the TL consideration in there as well. So why it's very important we also put our team leaders inside of it, because it can help us to speed up the conversation. So imagine if you only put two VPs together, VPs talk to VPs, and then you need to tell TL again, and your TL tell the VP again, and your VP tell your IR partner VP again, and they tell the TL again. It sounds complicated, right? So why don't we make the communication process easier? And that's why everyone will on the same page at all the time. And the second thing you can able to see is besides consideration from apply to approve, they also put people for preparation and experience itself. Why this part is very important, because a lot of things we confirm before approval, which will affect on how we deliver the preparation phase and also the experience phase. So remember, consideration part is not only about people who doing consideration or doing sales, but also about the people who deliver the experience itself as well. Secondly, you'll be able to see there is MC in the group as well, which I also strongly suggest you adding your MCs into the group. The reason is because besides LCVP to LCVP communication, MC can be also someone that who provide extra support during your LC to LC partnership, and also MC can be also the person that who give you feedback on how we can improving the process together. So if you currently haven't added your MC into your partnership group, so you can try to do it, and I'm sure it will help you a lot about it. So about the review with your partners, what you can about the frequency. So I would suggest starting from right now onwards. So we only have 5 weeks left. Even you do it weekly, it's only 5 times, and it will not enough for you to catch up your approval P. So for the frequency part, I would suggest that we should have like twice or even 3 times a week of reviewing our current processes, our current application, and about our IL partnership. So that's why we can still catch up with our approval P. Okay, so this is all the content I want to deliver. So here are some of the questions from that I would like to give to you guys as well. So currently currently our application numbers is not a lot already. We are having less and less applications. So what is the reason that we are lacking of application? And the second thing is, with all this application right now, what is the reason that we cannot convert for it? Cool. So what we can do, that's why we can have like increase on, like for example, 10% of our acceptance from our current applicant. Yes, so what we can do for it, and for the customer that we have accepted, what is the reason that they are not approved? Especially if you're RGE. Currently, we are accepting a lot of people, almost same as last year, but current approval is dropping. So what we can do to ensure, like with OG side, we provide enough support for them to convert the EP from accept to approve. Cool. So imagine if we can improve 10% of acceptance and 10% on approval, then currently both of our product will grow for sure. Cool. So any thoughts about it from anyone? Uh-huh. Okay, so the last part will be about the role of MC and LC. In partnership, what will be the role of MC and LC? Here will be the list. For example, MC will be forming the IR partnership, will be setting the goals from national levels. We have goal breakdowns into every LCs, like how much approval they are doing with their specific IR partner. MC also very important to facilitate and help and coordinate LC on building the LC to LC partnership. And also, like throughout the process when we processing people, we were getting feedback and we need to adapt the process according to our IR partner reality. And last but not least, of course, downscale to your LC and also track all the KPIs of the funnel. While LC is a very, very important role here, and I will tell you that if your LC to LC partnership is not strong enough, then your operation may have a lot of bottlenecks. And if you're trying to do it, you may think it's very hard at the beginning, but I can tell you if you try to do it, for sure it will be something that out of your expectation and you'll find that it's not that hard. For example, in L0, if you like LCPP, you are the one who responsible to form the LC to LC partnership under the MC to MC partnership umbrella. So for example, if your MC is working, for example, ISAC in Indonesia, so we have these LCs, IGE. So as me for my OG as LCVP, I can pick some of the LCs that have opportunities suitable for my market, suitable for the youth that in my LC, and I will communicate with them how to promote it. So for this part, you need to try and error, and you need to communicate with people to understand about the opportunities or about the partner. So that's why you will select the right partner for yourself. Secondly is setting goals from LC level. So for this LC to LC partnership, based on the opportunity that you're having right now, so how much approval and realization that you are planning, and that's why you can project how many applications you require from this partnership. And then it's very important as LC, you are the one who execute operation in the on-ground level. You are the one that who execute most of the SOP in the SOP checklist. So remember, when you check the SOP clearly and execute the operation in the on-ground level. And because LC is the one who execute operation in on-ground level as well, you are also responsible to track your LC partners on what are the on-ground operation they are doing. For example, what is the attraction strategies doing? What are the attraction activities they're doing? Like for example, booth, info sessions, so on and so forth. And how will be the consideration process going on? Like how they do it, like what is the response rate, how fast they confirm, what is the support they are providing to the applicants. So these are the things. It's not only your MC asking about other MCVP for it, but you as LCVP, you are the one that who responsible to track it, to know more about how really the partnership happening in on ground level. And that's why after you tracking all of this, then you can feedback to your MC on what are the suggestions that you will give to improve this partnership. What are the things that we need to change in a very agilely. So that's why this partnership will run well for our winter peak. Cool. So yes, this is the end of my part. So this is your part right now. Any questions you would like to ask? So you can type it there. Anyone? So feel free to ask questions. Any question from the crowd? Anyone want to ask question about it? Cool. So I assume that there is no one that want to ask questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. So I will reply your question under the comment. Okay. So that's all for today. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me through email as well, or my Facebook as well, so you can come and find me. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for everyone. See you last 5 weeks ago. Let's do it for our approval peak for our winter peak. Yeah. Thank you so much. See you guys soon.